Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Emily and in this video I'm going to show you how to make two spring wall decor ideas. And they're both watercolor paintings. The idea I'm going to show you is this bunny watercolor painting. The first thing you want to do is that you want to cut watercolor paper to the size that you want. Since I was putting mine in a frame, I cut the paper to the size of the frame. Then you want to go draw out your bunny onto the watercolor paper. And if you want, you can draw on some carrots, a bow, and a basket. And once you're done drawing your bunny, you can paint your bunny any color. And you want to start with lighter colors first. Then you can start putting paint on the bunny where the shadows would be, like under the head, the feet, and if you added a bow, you want to add some shadows there. I am missing some footage of me adding shadows to the bunny, but here's some footage that was from when I was adding more shadows to the bunny. And I did this by taking a darker color of gray and placing it where it needed to go. And then I dried off the paintbrush and I blended the darker color into the lighter gray. You can add the shadows when the lightest color is wet or dry. After you're done shading your bunny, you can paint in the ears, feet, and if you added a bow, a basket, or carrots, you can paint those in too. After everything is dry, and if you want to, you can paint a background, and the first thing you can paint is the grass. And make sure you tape down the paper before doing the background, or the paper is going to warp. When the grass is dry, you can paint the sky. If you want, you can add clouds into the sky. I was going to add some clouds, but then I changed my mind. You can do this next step while the paint is wet or dry. And for this next step, you want to shade the grass with a darker green where the bunny sits, and you also want to add any shadows where anything else is. Once everything is dry, you can add details by using a pencil as a paintbrush or with a thin paintbrush. You can make the whiskers, the nose, the eyes, and if you added any carrots, you can put lines on them to give some more detail, or you can add details on anything else that you want. Before I was done, I added some more shadows under the paws that were holding the carrot, and I also added more shadows under the bow. And if you want, you can add some more shadows. The last thing I did was that I added some lines to the basket, so there's more details on it. When the paint was dry, I placed the painting into a frame, and then I was all done. I love how this painting turned out, and I think the bunny looks really cute. The idea I'm going to show you is this flower watercolor painting. Just like the first DIY, you want to cut the watercolor paper to the size that you want, and then you want to draw out your painting. So you can start anywhere on your painting. I started painting on the jar, and I painted the jar blue. Then I started painting the tulips, and I started to paint two of the outer petals of the tulip with a light color, and then I waited for the petals to dry. When the outer petals were dry, I painted the stems a light green color. Then when the stems were dry, I painted the inner petal of each tulip a darker color than the outer petals. Then I added some shading to the jar with a darker blue. After the jar dried, I painted the leaves that were closer a lighter green. And then I painted the leaves that were in the back a darker green. To finish off the painting, I painted some small petals that were behind the three large petals. When the paint was dry, I placed the painting into the frame and I was all done. And that's it for this video. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about the video, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to see more DIYs.